We're going to start very basic with work orders and just how to add them. This will be the same regardless of what platform you're on. For all of our affordable managers that are on here, hopefully soon you'll be rolling out into what we call Compliance Manager. It'll be a new platform to hopefully streamline your certifications and recertifications, so that way it gets you away from Site Manager. But it'll be the same location. If you're adding a new work order, you can do that here by clicking on Add New and then Work Order. You can also do that under any resident screen, and I'm just going to pull up a random resident. If you wanted to open a work order for that particular person, you would just click on Services, Work Orders, and then you could click Add Work Order here. The benefit to this versus the Add New Work Order is this will already fill in and auto-populate the unit number, the resident information, so you don't have to do that step. Doesn't matter how you do it, it all does the same thing in the end, but I just wanted to show you that there were multiple options for that. For Compliance Manager, that option will also be up here at the top when you get there. To add a work order, you'll just simply click on either one. You're going to fill in the information. It's going to be the same as it is in Voyager. It's just laid out a little bit different, but it's asking all of the same questions. So it's going to ask you to get a unit number. When you select a unit, it will likely fill in the resident information. It'll ask for that priority. You'll have the categories here and then the subcategories. You'll enter your description for what's going on in the unit to hopefully help your maintenance team members better service the problem. You'll put any access notes if there are any there, and then you'll hit save, and that will add it to the work order both in CRM IQ and in Voyager 7S, which is what this is here. So it doesn't matter if you add the work order in Voyager or in CRM IQ, they both talk to each other. It's both instant, and you won't have to worry about one not communicating with the other. Once the work order is in, you're going to find it under this dashboard's work orders. If you do not have access to this dashboard, please let me know. Everybody should have it. And again, it's just dashboards, work orders. When you open this up, it's just going to give you a quick hit summary of all of the open work orders that you currently have. So here at my test properties, I have 4 open work orders currently. 3 of them are standard priority, and 1 of them is an emergency priority. I'm just going to go top to bottom from this work order dashboard, and then I'll show you how to complete a work order, and that's pretty much going to be it for this particular training. I told you this one would be short and sweet. Up here at the top, you have the filters. This would allow you to change what you see here in this dashboard. You can determine what date range you want to see work orders that came in from. You can select multiple properties if you have multiple properties, or if you're in a property list and want to see just one, you can switch that down to just one property as well. If you want to see only work orders for a specific unit, you can do that as well right here. I'll show you another location you can do that under the resident screen, but the resident screen is only going to show you open work orders for a particular person versus seeing everything. You'll see what priority. If you wanted to limit it to a specific priority, you could do that. And then you have a bunch more options if you click on this more. For example, if you wanted to see not just open work orders, but all work orders, you could switch this to no, and that will open everything up. If you wanted to see just work orders that were completed, you could check the status, switch this to work completed right here, and this will open up only work orders that have been completed in your system for a specific date range. I'm not going to go through every single one of these filters, but just know that they're here. You can really narrow down this list however you want it to be. And there's quite a bit of information in here for you. When you get the filters however you want it, you'll just click search, and that will repopulate the dashboard below. All of these pie charts are also clickable. So if you wanted to click on only your emergency work orders, you could click on emergency, and that will pop up just the ones that are in emergency status versus standard status. If you wanted to filter it by the category, obviously the more work orders you have, the more these categories will flush out. So I have 1 appliance, 1 for doors and locks, and 1 for the roof. You can click on, I only want to see my roof ones. You can click on that, and it will bring that in for you as well. Just wanted to show you that all of these are drillable. Same with unassigned. If you had overdue work orders, you could click on that, and it would give you just a quick list of those overdue work orders as well. To see the work order itself, you just, yes.
We have a question about those tiles that you've been toggling on. They want to, I don't know if you understand this better than I do. The tiles, can you show that the toggles and how they're different? Does that make sense to you? Or do you need a better explanation on what they're looking for?
I'm scrolling down. The tiles toggle, can you show the difference? I don't know what that means. Could you clarify, please? Oh,
Jordan turning it off. I think they're looking to just reselect whatever. Yeah.
so this, I think she's talking about this right here. All that does is just removes the pie charts from the top and gives you just a list of the work orders.
And while we're there, Jordan, go ahead and cover, now that you have this selected down to just appliance, turning that off and getting back to the whole list.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, in order to remove any of the toggles that you have done, you can just click on these X's right here, and that will bring you back to your full list. So I just removed the standard first. Now I'm removing appliance, and that gives me back my full list. So any filters that you click on will add a filter right here. And just to remove them, all you do is just click on this remove filter to toggle you back to the full list. From the work order dashboard, I know we've talked about how to add it from a resident, and we've talked about adding it from up here. You can also add a work order here by clicking on add work order. They all do the same things. To see a specific work order that's in this list and what it all means, you can click on the work order number right here, which will pop it up in a fly window for you. This will just bring in the work order information, anything that we've had. So right now, I was not very good at putting in information. All I put was it's broken, and I should have been more descriptive on what's been happening. So any information that I had put in would appear in this problem description in case I needed to review what had happened or what hasn't. Can you show us how to get to the screen again where all the work orders show? Absolutely. So you'll click on dashboards and then work orders. And that takes me right here to this dashboard. In order to complete a work order, all you're going to do is just click on this complete button. So they've come in, they've given you the information, everything looks good. We'll just click on complete, put in the information of their technician notes right here. The description would normally be filled in here. Again, I did not do this for this work order, and I should have. But I could put in the extra information under this full description and then put in the technician notes and hit save and complete. And in doing that, it will complete the work order out of the system, both in CRM IQ and in Voyager.
Jordan, why don't you take a break real quick? Jordan, why don't you take a break? Let me, hey guys, this is Brian. So, CRM IQ, obviously over half of the people on this call are in or have been on CRM IQ. Just throw some comments in there. Do y'all typically find yourselves doing work orders in CRM IQ, or do y'all natively or just naturally go back to Voyager to do that? Just curious what y'all's thoughts on that. Is this new to everybody, or have y'all tried it and don't like it, or yeah, so both. A lot of people, okay. So a lot of yeah, okay. Good deal. That's helpful. Thank you. Jordan, whenever you get done, I'll do the part I was supposed to do at the beginning.
Cool. I already touched on it a little bit, but I'm sure you have more. Shalana, to answer your questions, yes, you are not in CRM IQ, but this will tie into Compliance Manager whenever it heads that direction. So the options will be similar. I saw a bunch of questions, and then Brian asked his question, and it blew up to the top. So I apologize if I miss anything here. Sully, will Voyager 8 have a homepage like Voyager 7? We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Jordan, the question that was before Brian started talking was just a quick question under employee. It only has maintenance supervisor name and in-house tech. Is maintenance tech name not on here? I can copy and paste if that helps.
I see it.
No. Okay.
So this assigned to employee is what I think she's talking about. Should be driven by any agent data that's in Voyager. So if you're missing a maintenance team member's name in Voyager, it will not appear here, and we can get that added for you unless Brian says something that I don't know.
No, that's right. They've got to be set up as they've got to be set up for them to be in the pick list. That's spot on.
Cool. So it'll be nice and easy. Can the maintenance team members add photos? So they would do that on their end in the maintenance app. But yes, you can add photos in that app. Is the tech note mandatory before the work order can be closed? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just going to complete this work order without it and see what happens.
I don't think currently it is, but I think that's something we could look at.
Yeah. Brian, would you mind making a note of that, please?
Yep.
Anything to write on here? Thank you. The maintenance app is an app that maintenance team members can use. It's called Mobile Maintenance. I can pull it up on my phone real quick and show it to you. It looks like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Probably not. It looks like that with like the little wrench and the hammer in it. It ties into Yardi, and anybody that has a Yardi login can log into that app, and they can complete work orders from the apartment while they're in it. They can also take photos of anything they need to take photos of.
You also can add attachments to a work order as well. Jordan, if you want to splash back into a work order, we can.
Yeah, so it'll be right here under attachments.
Yeah.
I thought they were asking for the technician to be able to add photos. Typically, a technician isn't in CRM. It's called Maintenance Mobile.
We've got a lot of questions on the Maintenance Mobile, so we'll put together some information and send that out. It's probably been a couple of years since we've sent that out, so there's enough interest. We'll send it out again to all the managers. We may wait till after Ice Apocalypse, but we'll get that out next week. More information on that.
If you want, Brian, I can drop the mobile maintenance instructions in the chat so everybody has it real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Y'all give me 2 seconds. I have it actually pretty handy. Juan's computer setup is crazy.
Jordan, while you do that, I'll talk a little bit about this whole training series in general, guys. So, obviously, 80% of our communities use CRM IQ. We did a pretty good bit of training when we converted from Flex to CRM IQ, and we haven't had a lot of offerings kind of since then. So, this new series that we'll do it one time a month. We'll pick different topics. We've got the first couple of months kind of laid out based on the request we've been getting and the training that we know is needed. So this 1 hour a month for at least the next year or two, we're going to dedicate to some of the newer stuff in the training. That includes CRM IQ, that includes Compliance Manager, and that also is synonymous with Voyager 8 because it's all the same. And I know Jordan's probably already covered all of that. But yeah, Compliance Manager has a lot of these same things. When the affordable properties get on Compliance Manager, they will move from Flex to CRM IQ. So they will have all of the prospect and resident communications and automations and all those things that are happening in CRM IQ. That'll be the first time the affordable communities can use some of the newer technology. So, all of the topics we plan on presenting will be relevant for all properties. At some point, when we get into compliance or affordable specific training, some of the conventional properties probably won't need to attend, but we'll do that separately and outside of this. So again, for the next, at least for this next year, we're going to be covering these top topics. It's all highly requested topics, or topics we haven't touched in quite a while. Next we're going to be working on some leasing performance and the dashboards and stuff. We'll spend a good bit of time on that. Then the month after that, we're going to spend a pretty good bit of time on the communications hub and texting and emailing and calling residents and prospects. So a lot of those things are a lot of the questions we get. So that's kind of it. To show a little bit better, Jordan, would you mind switching over to Compliance Manager? I know if you need to unshare and come back, that'd be good. But I kind of want to make sure everybody understands how relevant this is to everybody and what's coming. Compliance Manager, the new affordable module, will be out before and will be rolled out before anything new with the conventionals. We're just further along with that right now, just to be honest. But this is what the new affordable properties will get. And I just specifically to the work orders, Jordan, if you'll show that that's kind of in the same exact spot, is kind of, everything is the same that we are presenting when we get there. So a little bit of this is what's coming in the future, and a little bit of this is try to solve for some training needs that we have today. So I hope that explains a little bit about what this series is about. Please feel free to ask questions, suggest, send a note to training at freemanweb.com, and if there's topics, and we're kind of compiling all that, and that's how we're making the decision on what the topics are. So anyway, please feel free to do that. So yeah, I think that was pretty much it, Jordan.
Okay. I didn't have much else to show on work orders as it was, so
okay.
I think now we're just going to be doing questions.
Okay, well, good deal. Well, y'all bring the questions. I see a few that I can answer, Lisa. So the modules and that's what we kind of wanted to explain. All of the modules in the university are for this. A lot of them do say Voyager 8. Again, we'll use work orders as an example. Yardi refers to that as Voyager 8 in the work order training. That was what I wanted to try to relay here. That means for CRM IQ, that means for all of the new platforms. Anything with IQ, anything you log into Elevate with, to access, whether it be Revenue IQ, Chat IQ, any of those things, that's all Voyager 8. So if it's in Elevate, it is Voyager 8 is the backbone. So hopefully that answers that. Rent Cafe Affordable, yes, it will be phased out with Compliance Manager. Everything is done within this one screen for the affordable properties. So Jordan, you can take can the residents see the comments in the work orders? A lot of complaints. My work order says complete, but it's not. Do
we
the
have
technicians
the technician
show?
notes turned off for those comments simply because sometimes they're unfiltered. So I don't think the resident can see notes from us on a completed work order by design.
That's a global setting, so it would affect all properties.
So I'm going to say no. What else we got? Keep asking questions.
Yeah. And again, we can kind of go back. Again, this is, I guess this portion of it is meant to be, now that we're kind of, work orders was our first topic because we knew it'd be quick. We knew it'd leave a lot of time for questions. So we'll open this up to any questions about anything, CRM IQ related. Well, anything Yardi related, I think we could probably entertain right now to kind of see how it goes. Yeah.
Corey, to answer your question, yes, the Rent Cafe app will still be used for applications and renewals. The resident process isn't going to change.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if I'm reading that next question, yeah. So, Yardi has started putting all the development efforts into Voyager 8. So that means certain parts of Voyager 7 are getting close to the end of its life. I think it could be 28 or 29 before it completely goes away. But yeah, we will start transitioning over this next year or two to completely Voyager 8. But yeah, nothing immediate for anybody really. Definitely the conventionals. The affordables will see it first, and that's still several months away, even towards the end of the year before we start doing wide scale compliance only training and stuff like that. So.
Resident has an alarm code. Is there some place to put that where it will always generate when they put in a work order, or do they need to enter it every time? We've had this question before, Brian. I feel like we looked at that and there was not a way to do that. Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. I'll look at that again, August Oaks. I know we've had that before.
Jordan, they said we have to do that on Voyager for the security code.
Okay. Do you remember where in Voyager?
Let me check real quick and I'll get you a screenshot, okay?
Okay. We'll find a way to get it done in IQ as well. Quote, emergency calls for the courtesy officer. How we set the calls to also email the manager email. That's a very easy change. It should already do that. And if it's not, let me know. For most people, you should get an email if you get an emergency maintenance call or an emergency courtesy officer call. Use the variance report. How do we run the report in IQ? I think Brian and I determined that for now, continue using Voyager for your variance reports.
Jordan, if you want to, just so they can see that it's not that different, if you want to switch back to Voyager 8, I think it's perfectly fine to show that it's just not that different if you want to go to that maintenance reporting. But the maintenance reporting for the work order analytics is we don't have turned on in CRM IQ right now. But it is all there, and when Jordan shows it, again, I think it's pretty intuitive, and I think you would figure it out if we probably just cut it on, but we're not just going to cut it on until we can do training and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, go ahead and show that, Jordan. I think that'll be fine. These are all things we're building our training on and getting all of that put together. So. Rebecca, we're going to check on that. We couldn't make tech notes mandatory when people were using the Make Ready board. But I don't know of anybody using it now. So we can look at and making those tech notes mandatory. We'll put something out if we're able to turn that on.
You want me to just run this wide open?
What property? Maybe just do the test property.
I don't know that I'm gonna have anything in the test property. I'll do Brighton Valley.
I think that short time period will be fine because this will be all of them. And then to get tech notes, you'll have to go back to the filter, Jordan. And again, a lot of this is just to show how similar it is. But if you click over to display columns, you turn on whatever columns you want. But that's exactly like it is in Voyager 7 now under work order analytics. So again, it's all going to be pretty much the same. So. But this is all still to come. This is not available today. Peyton, are we caught up on the questions or did we miss any? I feel like we probably missed some.
If we did, I have missed them too. I'm up to date with what y'all have done.
Okay. All right. Again, want to open it up for any CRM IQ related questions at all. Anything that we can cover real quick. We've got, we tried to leave 30 minutes or so, which it looks like we're right on track. Please bring your questions. Jordan will be happy to show whatever we need to walk through again. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, thank you for your time. You're happy to stay and see what questions come up and what we can go through, but appreciate everybody's time. Quick, easy. Look forward to next month. We're talking about the leasing performance dashboard and the agent dashboard here. A few updates on that, a few new features, and even show a few things that are coming very soon. So, yeah, please bring your questions when if you have any. We'll just hang out in case anybody thinks of anything or sends anything for a little while. And Jordan, it looks like Ben shot that where those maintenance notes are under the other info in Voyager. If you want to speak to that real quick.
Yeah, so that's just going to be very easy. I'm going to pull up a resident real quick. And that's going to be in this other info maintenance notes right here. So pull up any resident, this other info tab, and then maintenance notes. I'll see if we can find that in CRM IQ. Well, I'm sure they have this similar field there. Okay, where is the signature page on the end of the application when we go do a rental verification? It's not showing up on our side. Do you have an example of what you are looking for, or a resident that it's not showing up for, I should say? Hickory Point, yes, you're not supposed to have CRM IQ access yet. Coming later. D19. D19. Okay. Did he fill out his application online or did you do a manual application? Because it looks like he may have started this one online, but typically the signature page would be right here at the bottom. That's why I'm curious. Okay. There we go. Just go to the attachments here. So under documents and then attachments, I'm doing the Rent Cafe printable application right here. And I just did the preview button. And here at the bottom, it's got a signature. Richland Falls, yes, you can also do it in SharePoint, but if you're in CRM IQ, you can just preview it from here without going to SharePoint. It's up to you. In Yardi, can you review work orders for the unit in CRM? It's by resident. Is there a way to pull by the unit in CRM? So I'm just going back to this work order dashboard here once it loads. And I think I'm actually on my hotspot by accident and not on the actual Freeman Web internet. So I apologize if it's running a little slower than normal. But you'll click on this more. And then you should be able to. Oh, I'm sorry. You put in the unit right here. So you can type in the unit number for whom you're looking for. And then you can search it.
Jordan, I do think to answer that question, but I think you would have to go look at closed work orders potentially if you want to show that. Yeah.
So that would be under the status, and then you would change that to work completed. Or if you wanted to see work completed and others, you can click on multiple items. And then add your unit and hit search. And that will give you everything. How come if I am to put a work order in Yardi, it doesn't always show the work order in the residence file in CRM IQ? If you put the work order in CRM IQ, does it always put it in the resident file? Because if so, then I would encourage you just to use CRM IQ for adding work orders. I don't know how the Voyager interface sends the data over to the resident file, but I would expect to see it for both. If you have an example, that would be helpful, and then we can trace it down and find out why that didn't work, but it should. Sure, yeah. Okay. Okay, when you get an example, send it to us, and we can review it. You can say, hey, I definitely put this work order in Voyager, and I'm definitely not seeing it under the work orders in CRM IQ. Keep in mind, though, that the CRM IQ, when you pull up a resident here, let me actually pull one up. Oh, I'm in Nottingham. That would be my problem. These work orders, what she's talking about, should show up here. So whenever you pull up a resident and you have work orders, the history should appear here, and any outstanding work orders will appear below. So if you're saying that that's not happening, next time that happens, please send that to us and we can find out why it did not link it. But I would also encourage you just to add work orders through CRM IQ. Well, okay, yeah. So if the person's name isn't on the work order, that would absolutely do it. Any other questions? Keep them coming. Still got 5 pages of people here, so.
You are not.
Again, like Brian said, if you want to hang out for the questions, you're welcome to. If you guys are good, we're done. We're going to hang out to see if anybody else asks anything, but so far I'm not seeing anything come through. Peyton, did I miss anything?
Nope, I think you got it. I think we are probably good to wrap it up.
Okay. Tanya, I see your question. I don't think single family is going to this. I'm pretty confident saying that single family will not be going to this.
Hey Jordan, I have a question. This is Ryan at Ashtonbrook on Crusher's computer.
Yeah.
So we've been having a problem where like our prospects are getting like mixed with each other, like we're getting each other's follow-ups. Like Caressa had been following up with someone, like I had sent the first initial email and stuff, but then she came in on a day I was off and toured. So then, it became Caressa's. And she's been in contact with her for like a week, did the tour, all that kind of stuff, but then her follow-ups are still going like under me. I'm not sure why, like she's, the agent assigned to her, but I still see them. And then it's also sending like the automated emails. So like my prospects are getting automated emails from Caressa as well. And then we're getting all mixed up. Is there a reason that would be happening?
Did you say Ashtonbrook or August Oaks? I'm sorry.
Ashtonbrook.
Okay. I'm gonna hopefully shed some light on another thing and then try to answer your question the best I can. For those that don't know, if you don't assign an agent up here in the top right-hand corner, meaning if you don't put your name or the other, it will show you always all follow-ups and new leads and everything that is still due for the entire property. The goal for that is just simply because we want to make sure that everybody can see everything if we need. So if you only want to see your things, put your name in the top right-hand corner and that will do that. I'm not saying that that's the issue for you guys.
It's unmuted.
For the
You're done, I'm gonna message Jenna, but I don't have to do it right this second.
Are you guys asking more questions? I'm sorry. I want to make sure.
No, I'm sorry. She was talking.
Okay, no worries.
Go ahead.
For completing follow-ups, what it should be going off of is this agent name right here. So if you're saying that the agent name is listed as you, but the follow-ups are going out in her name, the automated follow-ups, I should say, then that is something that we need to take a look at. If it's a follow-up where she actually fills out the email, it should be her name that goes at the bottom.
Yeah, like so see Kayla Young right there? That's
Yep.
her person, but it's still under me. And it says I'm the agent right there, but then when you click on her name, up in the top corner, it says Caressa is the agent.
Interesting.
And if you go to activities, you can see where, she's been the one
Yeah.
primarily messaging her other than, my first initial like meet up with her or, talking. So I don't know why it says I'm the agent and it's going under me, but we're kind of getting mixed up with all of these.
Yeah, no worries. It says agent change right here. Change to Carissa Reed. Yep. Okay. Ben, would you mind screenshotting that and sending that to Maheen and seeing what we can find out with that, please?
Yep, sure will. Give me 1 second real quick. Got it.
You'll grab the agent name here and then I'll go to the dashboard and you can get Ryan's agent name from here.
Got it.
Okay, cool. To answer your question, I don't know why that's happening. That's unusual, but we can get that
Okay.
traced down and figured out.
We're also getting like I had seen someone scheduled a tour because they had gotten an email from an Amanda. And I was like, yeah, I don't know who Amanda is. She was like, oh, that's who reached out to me from Ashton Brook. Like we're getting a lot of those like AI leasing agents as well. Like they're still following up with people that I guess from the last management company that were interested like months and months and months ago, but never was canceled out. And then people are like, I'm not interested anymore. That was like a year ago. And these AI leasing agents are like still emailing them.
You said the
Mhm.
AI's name was Amanda.
That one I think was, but we have one that's named Elise that I've seen more than anything. It's like
Yeah, so you guys
ELISE.
have a program called Elise AI.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a Yardi program. Brian, do you have any information on that as to, I mean, that's just going to follow up with any leads they have until they cancel them out, correct? Brian?
Yes, I believe. Yeah, that's um,
Yeah, so until you go into your prospect pipeline and cancel out all those leads, Elise AI is constantly going to follow up with them. Um, I don't know how many you
Okay.
have. I haven't looked, but I'll look right now real quick for you.
but I do think
Next
we need
time
to
we do.
look at that a little bit. Now that you kind of bring that up, I could see where the old system could still be sending things. So we need to follow up with that as well. We
Okay.
definitely don't have any, I'm not aware of any tools we have with the name Amanda. So if
Either.
I think that would be maybe the old management company or something may still be following up. So we'll check that out as well.
Okay.
When's the
Thank you.
last time you saw an Amanda?
Um, well, I never saw it. This girl came in a tour, I think on Tuesday this week. It might have been Thursday last week, but she walked in and she was like, "I'm here for my like 2:30 appointment, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Were you working with a specific agent? Because we don't want to take each other's prospects and all that good stuff." And then she was like, "Yeah, her name was Amanda." And I was like, "We don't have an Amanda here. Are you sure you're at the right
Got
complex?
it.
I'd still love to tour you." But she was like, "Oh yeah, I got this email and it said Amanda, but I never saw it. That's just what she showed me." So I was like, "Yeah, that's weird. I don't have an Amanda here."
Okay. Yeah, as Brian said, we'll find out about the Amanda part, but the Elise AI is active. That is something that your property has, and these 87 leads right here, until they're canceled out, it's going to continue to follow up with all of them.
Okay, so where did you see this at? How
I'm
did you
just in
get to that?
Voyager right now. It's under a prospect pipeline right here, but you can also
Okay.
see that in CRM IQ.
Okay, so anyone that's inactive in that prospect pipeline, just go ahead and get rid of.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to get rid of them, but the only way that Elise will stop following up with them is if you cancel the leads.
Got
So
it, got
that'll
it,
be a
got it.
regional decision on if you want that to happen or not.
Oh,
But the recent prospects right here, this is where I
yeah.
went to get this basically the same list.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, thank you.
Yep. I saw a couple more questions come through. Where do you prefer we put the prospect? I'm sorry. Where do you all prefer we put the prospect notes? Leasing quick view or under prospect profile notes? Because they don't combine notes for the one prospect. Can you give me an example of what you mean? Not sure I followed that.
I might can take a stab at it while they reply. I know that when Dee Dee and I train 101, we've been very forward about whenever they learn that they're looking for a 2-bedroom and there's 3 occupants, 1 dog, that they should be putting that under the main profile on that notes section. So they might be referring to that. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. So you're talking about here?
We pull open. I've got. Yes, we have been very forward on that being the spot. Of
Okay.
course, we're still having our Yardi meetings, but that's what we've been teaching in 101. So that might be why the question's coming up.
Okay. I think this would not be a bad idea to keep, general notes of wants 2-bedroom, has pet, things like that. Keeping it all fair housing compliant, of course. But you can also, in addition, if you want to, anytime you complete a tour or a follow-up, you have these optional notes here as well that you can fill in. And those notes should show up. So if I were to do this appointment request follow-up completed, for example, let me find an actual appointment. I'm sorry. I did the incorrect thing. Since I was there, I guess I just did something that a lot of people ask me about as well. They say they can't see a history past a certain date. If you change this to all time, you can see all of the communication that's happened with a particular prospect or resident. I don't know when this one initially started, but like this December 6th appointment didn't show up initially until I changed this to all time. But after the appointment is completed, you can also put in any notes right here, as Ryan did there, that he was touring with his wife. But you can put any notes there. When you complete it, you can do it there as well. But for the basic notes of general things that everybody needs to know, I think putting it here would also be helpful. Over communicating is never a bad thing. You can also add a new activity and then add like a memo or a comment. And if you were to add these, they will also show up in the activity log, and those are harder to remove than somebody accidentally coming in here and like deleting something. So those are also options. Any other questions? Keep them coming. We got 9 more minutes. And thank you, Peyton, for clarifying that.
Of course.
There's no preference as to how to we add the notes or information from guides, showings, or work orders. I think what we're just trying to say is that the notes here should be for stuff that everybody needs to see. Things like, hey, they're looking for a 2-bedroom, wants to tour on XYZ date, wants 3rd floor, not 1st floor, anything like that would be in these notes that everybody can see all at once. But any notes about a specific showing, such as, really like this particular unit for this reason, could go under the actual tour itself when you complete the tour, which will also show up in this activity log. The important thing for completing showings is that you complete them and not just complete the appointment itself. So that's one of the benefits of CRM IQ over Flex, is now completing an appointment also marks the show regardless of what happens. But we want to make sure that this show guided shows up. And then again, any notes